And don't worry about what other people are going to think. Although when you're in that teenage year, of course, that's the first thing you're always going to think about. Oh my gosh, what are people going to think about me? But when you are strong in who you are and you are confident in who you are and proud of who you are, it doesn't matter what other people think.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Different Ability Podcast / Motivation Moment today. And I am so honored to have the amazing Janet Mackay on with me as my guest. Welcome, Janet. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time out of your day to hang out with your friend, Katie.
I can think of nothing else that I would like to do at this particular time in my day because I adore you to pieces and I thank you so much for this opportunity to be on the Different Ability Podcast. It's such an incredible platform. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're so welcome and thank you. So I want to kick this off. Actually, what I want to do, I just told you something totally separate, but I want to talk really quickly how we met because, and I do met like air quotes because we haven't met in real life yet, but there's a couple different theories out there in my mind of how we actually got connected, and I want to hear what your thoughts are, and then we'll have to like feel it out. So how do you think we met?
Well, we went on this site. No. Actually, what happened was that during this pandemic, it's done just tremendous things for, I think, both of us. And what it provided for us is an opportunity to link into these amazing challenges that were, put out there on social media. And being that we're lifelong learners, both of us, and we just ended up connecting in a speaking platform. I believe was the first one that we met on, although it might have even been the Pete Vargas one too, but we met it was the Pete Vargas one, wasn't it?
I think it was. Right, and we were in a room together, like one of the like little Zoom rooms, I think. I really think we were. It was like, but it was such a long 3 days. But like, I seriously think, Janet, like that's how we first became friends on Facebook is through that. Like that's so long ago. That's like in March of last year. And then I got onto the Les Brown thing first. And then I saw you jump on and I'm like, what? Like she's on here too? So we got connected there. But yes.
I was stalking you. I was really stalking you. But yes, I have to tell you, we're going to have so many 1-year anniversaries to celebrate soon with the Rise Up World group. And that's been just like the biggest blessing is the incredible people throughout the world that we've had this opportunity to connect with that we never would have had that opportunity, and such a blessing. And I just want people to realize the power of technology because you can build beautiful relationships with people even that you haven't physically been in contact with. And there are people that have like-minded visions, like-minded energy, and you'll weed those out. Like there are people that and 110,000 people in that group, how did you and I, or how did me and, a variety of other people truly connect? And now we're collaborating together and we're just doing these amazing things. So I'm so grateful for that technology. And then when I was on the Les Brown platform, as we were working on our speaking skills, which has been like an incredible, incredible opportunity. Yes. There was one night, and this was before that I knew you even more, but you were speaking and shared your story with Les Brown. And I sat back like this and I was like, oh, I'm like, Les Brown, Katie just shared. And then when I heard your story, like my heart like completely fell in love with you. And the fact that you work with the youth sector as I do. And then from there, I launched the Youth Summit. And I put out into onto social media that I was launching this summit and I was looking for speakers. And lo and behold, we connected again. And then forget it. Then our relationship with Science Field and delivered from there on in. And that group has just been a tremendous, tremendous resource. I love how you all collaborated together and congealed together. And to this day are still working with each other, and we're still a group together, and it's just been an incredible experience. And I love everything that you do, and I'm just so honored that we're both in the same lane to work with the kids.
And first, you also talked to Les, and you had I was like over here cheering like a crazy person. I was like, yes, she's showing her Mickey outfit.
Wait, hold on a second. All right, I have to share with you because they're right here.
It was the best thing ever. Yes.
Mickey Mouse pajamas.
Like, that was like the most epic thing. And for anyone that's not, you can't see, you gotta go over to YouTube, check it out, because you're listening to this on the podcast. Janet was awesome and like wore this whole Mickey outfit. And Les Brown loves Mickey Mouse. Like, loves. And so you connected with them that way. It was the coolest thing. And it was so incredible. But that was one thing. And also your summit, like, I hope you're proud of what you've done. I know you are, but I really am telling you, you should be proud, because not only did you do the summit, but like every single person that spoke, we still all talk. And you know that because you're in the group on Facebook. It's a Facebook chat group. That's literally all it is. And we all chat on there. I actually just got off the phone with Paul not very long ago. Paul Vibes. You were just on his stuff. So him and I are collaborating in a couple weeks. I'm on his, and then a week after that, he's going to be on mine, and we've been touching base that way. So many, Angel, I believe, too, and a bunch of other people as well. And that group is so wonderful, and it's great. And every once in a while, someone will post something, and everyone's still cheering them on, and it's so cool. And you created that, and that's what's so neat. And you're right, technology is just the best, because we can do so much great things with technology, and people like you and the other people that we all connect with, we are changing the world in a positive way through technology, and not that negative way that everyone thinks of it as. So thank you for telling me what you like, that little story of how we met. And then you are in KBB as well. I was a year ago or so, I think it was, or earlier. I think it was the first launch of it. And so I have to get back on there and kind of revamp everything again. But I did. So like, we have so many weird ways that we should have / did connect. It is incredible. So I'm just really grateful that you're here today. And then I spoke on your live the other day too, which was so fun, by the way. So it's just been really fun, and just helping each other get our messages out there. So can you tell everyone listening here a little bit more about yourself? Like, why are you doing what you're doing? Like, tell me, is there a story about little Janet when she was little? And like, is there something back then? Or if not, that's cool. But if there's, tell me a little bit more about you and why you are doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, it's so funny because each one of us are born with a purpose, on purpose, for purpose, and with a purpose. And I swear we really spend our life trying to figure all of that out. And as I reflect back on me as little Janet, you know, and I was always that, hey, like I was always that there was never times where it was like I was down and drudgery kicked in. I was always that super, not hyper, but just really a happy person. And my childhood was not necessarily so. So the environment that I was in, you know, was tended to be, you know, it was a struggle, you know, and there were some hardships that happened along the way, but I was always that person that always just saw the sunshine. I always saw the, you know, they call me Mary Poppins, and I just kind of always have been that person, because I truly believe that our thoughts do create our world. Our thoughts and our reactions to things are really where it's at, because we could all get hit with the same thing, but each of us could have our own reactions to it. So how do we want to show up in the world? How do we want the world to see us? What impact do we want to make in this world? And that's kind of how it happened. I mean, we all have our nuances. We're all so different, you know, and that's why I love the Different Ability podcast, because we are so different. And people would look at me and be like, oh my God, she's like squirrelitis on crack. And she's just like, where does she come from? And I could never be like that. And I'm like, I wouldn't want you to be like me. I mean, it's an honor, and it's if you like to be, but no, you be you. Like, you are amazing as you. And if I tried to be you, I would be a terrible you, because you're already taken, you know? So I just like people to realize that. And I think that, you know, working with kids, it's so been put in my heart now more than ever that we need to give kids permission to be who they are. and understand that, yes, you are different. There is a box that, often education tries to put us in, and our workforce as we get older tries to put us in. And we're not necessarily, I am very much often the round peg in that square box. And so we're not all going to fit in the same box. So the earlier that we can figure out what it is that excites us, it lights us up from the inside, the better off we're going to be. And the one way that I like to work with the kids is to help them identify what it is that they don't like to do. Because once you've figured out what you don't like to do, it helps guide you towards the things that you do like to do. And then I want people to do more of that and learn about it and massage it and try things out. And you know what? You're also going to fall down. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have massive screw ups and blow ups in your life, but that's all part of life. And to just chalk it up for, what have I learned from this moment? And as you know, Les Brown will say, when you get knocked down, make sure you land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Yep. And, I think these are the lessons that I'm working with through INPact Academy. And I've been operating summer camps, large scale, for over 14 years. And to have hundreds and hundreds of kids come through our program every summer has just been the biggest blessing, because I've really had that opportunity to, see the kids who would walk into a lunchroom and have an anxiety attack because they were so stressed out, because they wouldn't know where they would be able to sit, who would accept them to their table. And I would see one of those kids that would come through our program and would always be the last one picked at gym class to be on a team. And and always just, in their head falls down and their shoulders go low, and they just, like you could just see the sadness and cloud just come over their head. And that always broke my heart. So I always said, the environment that we create in our program is going to be one that builds people up for wherever they're at. So I've had those kids who have walked in a high anxiety over, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be accepted, to where they leave in 8 weeks or 6 weeks, or we had a very flexible program. They are the MVP. They are now walking into that lunchroom that next fall year. And, they have friends now. They've learned some social skills to tune in, tap in, and grow into who they are, to celebrate who they are. And when you create an environment for kids where they can thrive and they can be who they want to be, and they can take risks and take challenges and provide opportunities where they can team build together and solve problems together, it's amazing. The person that just walked in there and never thought that they would make a friend walks out of there and they're high-fiving them, and they all want them on the team, and they are an MVP. And it's just the most amazing thing that I can absolutely see in kids and families. And it's just been the biggest blessing of all.
I think that is incredible. Thank you for sharing that, because what I took out of that is that, everyone's going to feel nervous and afraid and of something new. I mean, if you're not, good for you, because most people do. I still do. But knowing and learning about yourself, like you said, and getting that out there of like, okay, who am I? What are the things I don't like to do? And I love when you said that, because I love to talk about our strengths and our areas of improvement. I don't think anything is a weakness. It's areas of improvement. I know personally, I'm dyslexic. I am not great at reading, writing, and spelling. I know that. So guess what? I'm not going to become a writer full time, because that would be terrible. Like, I would not like any second of it. And now, granted, people say, oh, you're good at writing. No. I mean, sure, maybe you read it and it sounds like me. That's actually really good. Yeah, it was terrible writing it. Okay. So like, thinking about those things and learning about that stuff, and then knowing that I love working with my hands and I love building things. And that's when I went into interior design. So learning so early on, if you can. And if you're older listening to this and you're like, oh, I've never done that. Oh, darn it. You can start right now, wherever you are. And learning about your strengths and areas of improvements, learning about the things you don't like to do, because that's so valid. It's like, I don't like writing. So I'm in sales. I run around and talk to people all day, like for my day job. I love it. I have to write emails and stuff, but again, I'm not a professional writer and speller. I'm not like the professional spelling bee person over here, So being able to learn and grow, and then you're able to build that confidence. So like in your guys' programs that you're doing, you're literally watching these amazing kids come in scared and nervous and afraid and anxiety, right? And then you see them building this confidence. When they're leaving, they're high-fiving. That is the epitome of incredible to me. Like, thank you for doing what you're doing, because that is exactly what everyone in the world needs. Everyone. So everyone needs to go to your academy. Can I come? Because I'm going to go. So, that is so great. So thank you so much for talking about that and discussing that with everyone and showing that example of what you do on a daily basis when it's not COVID, I'm sure. What's going on with that then? Are you guys just
we've had to pivot big time. Which is why getting into these challenges and learning how to how do you pivot? Like when you do a lot of people will toss in the towel because it's like, oh, I can't do it now because of X. So yeah, this was the first summer in 14 years that I have not operated my summer camp. And it tore my heart out because it was just like, oh my gosh, but I saw it as an opportunity to try new things. Okay. So one of the things is that in camp, I started this Camp Academy. So I've now grown that into INPact Academy. And that was a calling that was literally put on my heart because my burning desire in my life is to make an impact in this world. I'd be a world changer insofar as, and people will sit there and say, but, oh, you spelt it wrong, because I call it INPACT. And the purpose for doing it that way is that I'm celebrating people that are jumping in to make an impact in this world, showing kindness and compassion and connection. And people, when they're making an impact, are doing an intentional positive action towards another human being, or an animal, or a situation, or the earth, or whatever it is. And that is what I'm celebrating. So INPact Academy is an environment very much like what we try to do in the physical realm, where we provide opportunities for kids. We're building this now. This is still we're building, brick by brick, so to speak. But it's providing life skills training, those things that they're not learning in traditional school settings. And it could be how to have a positive mindset. It could be money management. It's linking arms with people that all have information to share. And it's how to just build people up, provide them with resources so that they can truly shine. And, helping them with their mental health, helping them with the tools that they can put in their toolbox when you're having a crappy day. How do you get out of it? How do you shift your mindset when all you want to do is just, throw everything around in your bedroom like a lunatic? And it's okay to do that, because I did it last week, as a matter of fact. I'm not going to lie, nobody's perfect. But, you have your moments. You're human. Realize it. Give yourself grace. But provide areas where you're surrounding yourself and creating these environments of positivity, like we did with the Youth Summit. There's a reason why those 16 speakers, when this went out everywhere, came and were selected and put there, because that's the thing that I want to work with younger generation and also reinvent the adults in our world too, because a lot of times people that get stuck in their ways. Well, this is the way I've always done it. This is the way my family did it. My family, my mom, I love her to death, but she's one of those people who is a victim from her upbringing, or uses the word victim in that regard. Insofar as my grandfather was a very strict man, beautiful man. Him and I had a really amazing connection. He's one of my biggest role models and champions in my life. God rest his soul. But to this day, on, like a stick of butter, when you put it out on the table, God forbid if she was to cut, or anyone in the family was to cut the butter to spread it on their bread from one on each side. Oh no, you can only slice it. And I'm like, So in my family, we take the corn on the cob and just roll it right on the top. We're just like, there's no rule as to how you can cut your butter, and it's your butter. Like, just cut it, but they're so regimented into, well, this is the way I was brought up. Take what you learned from your upbringing, but create what you want.
Yes.
I might want Mickey Mouse shaped butter in my house. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to have because it's my house, you know? So it's just all of these little things and just really just teaching, you know, people, you know, how to link arms with people and how to help kids, especially teenagers, when they're in a crowd that they really shouldn't be a part of, that aren't being good influences to them, but they're terrified on how to get out of that situation. How can we help build them up in their confidence so that they have the confidence to be able to handle a situation like that? I hate the word bully. I do not like the word bullying, but it's obviously something that's very prominent out there. So how do we build up our youth so that they're not even a target, so that they don't even, the bullies stay away from them because they can't stand their positivity. Like they just don't even want to be, you know, there's just, the energy is not rubbing the right way. And so it's all things like that, and just connecting them with some really amazing resources and people out there that can help them. Because one thing for sure is I can't help every single person, but I'm identifying people that I can make a connection to for them to go to or talk with. And that, I think, is now becoming where I've shifted and pivoted most, because now, rather than that, you know, we can't do something because of COVID, well, we can't do that, but now let's use technology to the best of our ability, right? And make people grow with it, because it's a tool that everybody is going to be using, and, you know, let's make the best of it. And it really is an amazing tool.
I love that you did say something actually about, you know, bullying and stuff like that. I'm going to say something and it's going to be, I cannot wait to just like feel people in my world, like my perfect world, Janet. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a bully, because everyone is confident in themselves and are kind and compassionate people. And I am that crazy person that truly does believe we can be there. Okay. And that's because we all are celebrating our differences. We're all celebrating that, Janet, your mom, you can only cut the butter on the one side, and you say, great, Mom, that's beautiful for your home. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to just grab right in the middle. Like, you know, like
roll it in.
You're going to just roll it right up. And that's great. And I love that you're using butter, because I'm from Wisconsin, and like people totally put butter out on the tables. And I think that's so, like, that's a whole other story, but it makes me laugh. And I can't have dairy anymore, so I can't even have butter. So,
oh man.
Great.
But I always say to people, I'm like, if you're trying to lose weight and get healthy, why would you put fat inside your body? Although there are healthy fats, that's a whole other podcast, but you know, which is amazing. But no, it's true. So I do appreciate that. I appreciate that so much.
I love that. I love that you did talk about that, though, because that, you're right. And it starts with the kids. We really want to help with the kids, right? But it also, the parents are a big part of that kid's life, right? And actually, I just got done talking to my mom. She's like, hey, this is like the one person in the world that can do this. She's like, hey, I need to be on your podcast again. And I'm like, oh, yes, let's do it. And she goes, I got something to say. So I love it. Yes. But I love when she comes on and talks about her story within mine, because it's not just my story. And so each of these kids have their own stories, and you have your own stories, but your parents or guardians or the people that love you or your teachers, they all have their own stories within your story. And being able to spread that, and that's where this is all about, that like everything you're doing is based on stories of people's lives, and being able to build them up so they can create the stories that they want to remember and they want to live by. And I believe everyone's story matters. And that's how we are going to break down that stigma that being different is bad, because it's not. And I am privileged. I am very lucky. I have grown up in a very small town in Wisconsin, and everyone was pretty much kind. We didn't have a lot of crime or anything like that. And I never got to walk down those shoes, but me being able to understand that other people have different stories than me and listen to them. I talked to someone the other day, and he's going to be on my podcast soon. And I love what he said, is that kids just need to be listened to, not talked at, and let them just tell you what they feel without talking at them. And I love that. And that stuck with me. And so we're all the know-it-alls, right? You know, like we know we should do this. This is what we should do. But also, like, how are you feeling? What is going on in your life? And a perfect example of that for me is the other day, and you just said like the other day you were kind of cranky or whatever. I was a bear the other day, and I'm putting in the I was such a bear. And I was actually watching Say Yes to the Dress because I let myself do that now because I'm got engaged and all that fun stuff. But yes, but that's not the point. The point is I was watching it and Chad came inside and he was being so kind and how are you? And I was cranky. And I have not really told anyone this, but a couple people, I guess, my mom and my sister, but like he was like, "What is wrong with you?" Like I was so cranky, and I had no reason to be cranky. And then later on, after I was still being cranky, he looked at me and he goes, "Katie, seriously, what is going on? There's something going on." And I broke down. I broke down and bawled, and it came out of my mouth. I had no idea where this came from. I started crying and said, "My grandma's not going to be there to watch me put on a dress because I lost my grandma." Like so. Me thinking about that, right? Like and I felt better after I got it off because I was like, whoa, like I was going through it. I'm like, oh, I feel this way. Like I didn't even know that's what it was, but I was watching the show and I saw all these grandmas seeing these girls and I'm like, I didn't realize it, right? But think about all the kids that are having these feelings. And like, that's where I agree with you. I've said the word bullying, and I don't want any bullying in the world. But those kids, there's something going on. Okay. Like there is something going on that we need to help with. And so that's where when I talk to kids that have been bullied, like me, I've been teased and bullied when I was younger, is that we need to build that confidence in them to say, if someone says to you, "Oh, Katie, you go into the special classroom?" And I stand up straight and tall and say, "Yeah, I am." Well, what are they going to say? You know? And so, and then they're like, "Oh," and they don't even bother you. That doesn't always happen that way, but being able to keep building that, but also having a little bit of kindness of like, well, what's going on with you? That's what Chad did. I was being a straight bully. Like I was not nice. And he just kept saying, "What is going on? Talk to me, talk to me." And then it came out. And so for me, that's a big lesson just recently, like in the last 2 weeks, actually. And so I love what you're doing and what you like in your academy. I'm sure you see this like different groups of people and you see these kids that are getting picked last, but you're like, we're going to work on this. We're going to work on this. So thank you again. Thank you for doing what you're doing. And I just want at the last here, because we could literally talk all day and people will be like, these two, because you say that squirrel thing that you have. I was not like that when I was a kid, but I am now. And it's like, I did tell Chad this too. I've told some people, I warned him on our first date, like, I'm a lot to handle, so you can just, take it or leave it. So I said to him on our first date, and he says a lot. He's like, "Wow, you are a lot to handle." But so we could talk all day. But I want I want you to leave everyone with some obviously words of wisdom, which you've given us a ton already. And also just, I want to know, where can people find you? What are you working on? If you can tell us the non-secret things. What do you want people to know? And like, what legacy do you want to leave, Janet? Like, I know it, but everyone else here doesn't. I may not know the whole thing, but I truly believe every single person on this earth is here to leave some type of legacy. It doesn't have to be huge, I'm a big superstar. It can be a legacy of, I helped this person get through this moment. So what is yours?
Such a beautiful question. Thank you for that. And it is so important. And a lot of us really do think about that. We're like, well, what's going to happen? What do I want to leave? What imprint, what footprint do I want to leave on this earth when Janet Mackay is no longer physically here in body? And for me, that download came over the last couple of years in the power of the drip. And I know that you're familiar with the power of the drip. And how it came to me was that I truly realized in working with kids that they all have their story. And that's something that is so beautiful when you brought it up, is that it's so true. Every single person has a story. And kids, adults, and people in business, they love to share their story. And that's why I feature stories of people that are jumping in to make an impact through interviews like this on INPact Academy. And the kids shine when they're given opportunities to do good things for great people. So my legacy that I'd love to be continue worldwide is for the whole world to feel this incredible ripple effect of awesomeness. And to do that by being a drip that rips and not a drop that plops. And I go into schools and I go into communities and I even talk with businesses about the power of the drip. And it's this simplistic thing that has just really, truly started to kick off and make an impact in the world. And what I want everybody to realize is that they don't have to worry about fixing the whole world. When you're a drip that rips, your single act of kindness towards another human being, what happens, just like a drip that lands into a puddle of water, what do we see? We see ringlets that just expand outward, ring by ring by ring. That is energy. And since we are all made up of energy, our thoughts, our feelings, everything are energy, that ripple effect of that single decision at that time, in that moment, to make an impact on another person's life through kindness, compassion, or connection, creates that ripple effect of energy. Yet when you're a drop that plops, it's sludge and it just lands there. But each and every day, if you could make a deposit of a single drip, we can make an impact in this world. And that impact is being felt. I have people from the Philippines that are sending me ringlets of Be the Drip, and Africa and the UK. And I just love it so much because it's such a simple thing. But truly, when you think about what it does, it's how all of us can get back to humanity, how we can get back to just leading with love. And we can show our children that this world is not such a scary place when each person will make a deposit to be a drip that rips, so that each ringlet that forms, each ripple that we create through our kindness and compassion and love towards another human being can be felt and connected. That's how we will create a tsunami of global kindness, because those ripples, that energetic, that field of positive energy will be felt wherever you go. And so that's the legacy, and that's what I would love people to just constantly, in everything that they do, with every step that they take, with every word that comes from their tongue, with every thought that's in their mind and in their heart, to lead with love and be the drip that rips to make an impact in this world, because together, that's where we can shine, one drip at a time.
Oh, I have chills. Like, it's cold here, okay? But I have like chills. And thank you so much for talking about that, because as you were starting to talk about, I'm like, oh, I gotta talk to her about the drip that rips. Like, I was like, oh, so I'm so glad you talked about that. And you're 1,000,000% right. And I've talked about it. Other people that we're connected to talk about it. I've had so many people, I don't know if you've had this, let me know if you have, that say, I'm just one person, I can't make a difference. And I'm like, no, you are one person and you can make a difference. One person, like you said, that drip, that ripple effect that comes off of it, it is contagious. And it really is. I love paying it forward. And then the second it gets paid forward to me, I'm like, oh, like, I feel so good. You know what I mean? Like, and then you feel good when you're doing it, like when you're doing an act of kindness, which is great. But man, does it take you like off guard. Like when someone pays for your coffee, you're like, this is the best thing ever. You know?
And like, it does. It just, and it could be something as small as a smile, or, you know, a coat to a person that's in need of, and that's exactly it. It just, and I want the youth to know too, and especially with social media, they're so worried about how many likes they're going to get on a post and how many followers are they going to have. If this message gets to 10,000 people, 100,000 people, 1,000,000 people, amen, hallelujah, that would make me so incredibly happy. But all I truly worry about, or think about, not even worry, but am concerned about, is that this message reaches one person and makes an impact for that one person that day. And then I know that my day has been fulfilled in the reason why I've been placed here on purpose. And so it's so important, in order for you to step forward to be that drip that rips, you have to set up your day that way and always be in a state of gratitude. No matter how crappy your day can get, and it can, to know that, you know, you just, at any given moment, there's always something to be grateful for. And it can be such a small thing, but there's always something to be grateful for. And that will shift your mindset from a crappy state to a happy state after you've already destroyed your room, throwing stuff around and probably saying a few curse words, possibly, maybe. Yes. But yes.
You're so right though. Like, I love this. It starts simple. That's the best part. Like, people think that I can't do. Yes, you can. Open a door for someone, smile at someone, say hi to someone, just say hi to them. And you're probably going to get looks because no one says hi to anyone anymore. But then because you did that, that's going to connect with other people. That person now had a great day. They had a great moment in their day. And then they will go do something kind to someone else. And there's that ripple. And so you may not see it, you may not know. And there's been times, Jen, I'm sure this has happened to you too, that like, and especially with the social media stuff, I have so many people, I need this many followers, I need this, I need that. No, you don't. If you can impact one person's life, it will change their day. And if you're going about it in such a beautiful way, that's why we, I think, connect so well. I want to help one person. And if that person can have a smile on their, even if, I don't know if you've known Red Skeleton. My dad taught me this when he loved Red Skeleton, and he had said in some of his comedy things is, if I can take your mind away, don't quote me, this is terrible quoting on Katie's part, but if I can take your mind away from all your troubles in your day for that 60 minutes you're listening to me laugh or be funny or whatever, I've done my job. And that's what I'm trying to take, and that's what you're taking obviously too, is if I can impact one person and help them just even smile. They could have the worst day ever, and they could have lost someone they loved. You don't know what anyone's going through. So having that kindness and compassion, and it will spread. It is spreading, Janet. Look what you're doing. Like, it is spreading. But that's what I want people to see right now. Anyone see it or listen to it on the Different Ability podcast. You see what she's doing right now. Like, if you even knew the amount of people she has touched in the last 2 months even, like, and even the last year since we've known each other pretty much, is one, just having that mindset of, I just need to help one person, and it will spread. Look what it's done. And it's not for all the publicity and all the stuff. It's spread in a positive and kind way that are helping other people. And now you and I are together and we're connected, and now I'm helping people and you're helping people, and now we're helping more people, which is so wonderful. And I just love you, first of all, and I am so grateful to have met you, and I look forward to meeting you in person sometime, because Paul already gave me a talking to and told me I need to come out to New York. And I said, hey, when COVID's done and it's safe to travel, your girl Katie, I will come and be on your awesome set. And I know you guys live close, so we'll all have to get together and get some coffee or something. A smoothie, whatever people like to drink.
Definitely.
And
definitely
hang out. But I just appreciate you so much for being on here, and I'm sure you'll be back, because we have so much more to talk about down the road when we keep learning new things and connecting, and anything else that comes out. I'm just throwing it out there that you want to talk about. You just call me up and I'm here. We can talk about it, because I want to spread everything you're doing as well, because it is absolutely incredible. And that's the best. That's the most beautiful part, is we're not in competition. We are helping each other. And that's what's so amazing. We are very much in the same line of things. And I also want people to see this, because this is so real. Like, I don't feel this way, and I don't think you do either. But I am so excited to have you on here, because you are connecting with the same people that I'm trying to connect with and build and help out. And I think the more people that want to do this, and the more we can come together as a team, the more people we can impact and help. And I love it. And I love who you are as a person, and you are leaving an amazing legacy. And I'm just so grateful and excited to see where this legacy keeps leading you, because I'm going to be right alongside of you, cheering you on. I will kick down some barriers for you if you need to, like a good friend, like, hey, let's just kick that down. Get through that one. Lead the way, Janet's coming through, please. And that's what we're going to do, because it is just incredible to connect with so many amazing people around the world, which is amazing. I'm getting all teary-eyed over here. Good Lord.
I know. No, it's so true. It's just so true. And that's been just such a blessing. So many people have really, this pandemic has hit people really hard. And that's why I truly want people to just sit back, take a breath, and then be grateful for what it has afforded us to do. And this is one of those things. And that is just been truly, truly, truly a blessing. So take advantage of that as much as you can. Weed out that which does not serve you or provide you with the energy that you're looking for, because there are hundreds of thousands of people who all want to be in the boat with you. And I will be in that boat with you every step of the way, for sure. I'll paddle on one side.
Yes. We'll do it all. It'll be great. It'll be like the Titanic moment as well. So, okay, before we leave here, because I don't want anyone to forget, where can people connect with you? And I'll put it all in the show notes and below on YouTube. So if you're listening to this or you're watching this, whatever she gives me, it's going to be all in there so you can connect with her, and you should. So where can they connect with you?
You're so delicious. Thank you so much. It's super, super simple for you because we're all about simplicity. So janetmackay.com is my website. And then I'm all over social media, mostly Facebook, I have to tell you. Facebook, Janet Mackay, 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 right? You can't help myself. And then Instagram as well, Janet Mackay 555. So super simple. And
working on your YouTube channel?
Working on my YouTube channel. I have the channel INPact Academy or INPact. And so that's, so I'm going to continue that. And that's the other thing too, is that you meet these amazing people who actually want to help and guide you and train you on how to do things better yourself. So that's what I'm just so grateful for you.
I'm watching you, that YouTube channel. I'm here for you, girl. And we're going to talk more about that later. But either way, we'll get all your information and I'll put it all in the stuff. I have to say thank you so much for being here today. You have been this has just made my entire week. So thank you. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for it to come out, for everyone to listen. And I can't wait for us to collaborate with our new stuff that we're doing down the road. So
good stuff happening, right?
Yes. Well, thank you, Janet. Thank you so much. And until next time, when you and I are on here, who knows when. So stay tuned, everyone. You better subscribe that you can see her again. But thank you again. And you have a lovely and wonderful day.
Love you to pieces. Thank you, my dear. God bless.
See you.
Energy.
Yes. Okay. 1 second. I have to go turn off my heater because it'll be really loud if I don't, and I'll be really
bad. I'm gonna go shut the bathroom door too, so I don't see anybody.
So my desk is right above the heater, and it gets so loud, and like